The glass doors of your office building click shut behind you, taking your steady paycheck, health insurance, and hard-earned job title with them. You stand in the parking lot, clutching a cardboard box of pointless desk trinkets. You are officially unemployed. When you get home, you toss your tie aside and retreat to the garage for a moment of silence. And there it is, your heavy red metal toolbox, packed with wrenches, drills, and every type of screw you've hoarded from weekend DIY projects. Instantly, your desperate brain spins a wildly romantic escape plan. The cold, heavy steel of a wrench in your palm feels like total control. You tell yourself, why go back to the corporate grind? I have a toolbox. There are millions of homeowners out there who can't tell a flathead from a Phillips. They panic at a leaky faucet and cry over IKEA manuals. I'll become a freelance handyman. No boss, no pointless meetings. I'll charge 50, maybe $70 an hour just to show up, turn a few screws, and hang some pictures. Cold, hard cash on the spot. This is my ticket to financial freedom. You picture yourself sipping morning coffee, cherry-picking the jobs you want, acting as the neighborhood savior, bringing order to chaotic homes. But welcome to our channel, and welcome to the real, unforgiving world of the local service economy. The brutal truth nobody tells you when you grab that toolbox and hit the road is this: you haven't started a business. You've just taken yourself hostage to a mountain of legal liabilities, massive hidden costs, and endless unbillable hours. You think you're selling your technical skills? No. You are selling your time, your convenience, and most importantly, you are absorbing the homeowner's legal risk. If you treat that toolbox just as a collection of metal objects, you'll be selling it at a pawn shop next month to make rent. A quick but crucial note before we dive into the numbers. This video is an everyday economics and business model breakdown, not definitive financial or legal advice. More than almost any other industry, home repair is buried in regulations. In many places, touching electrical work, plumbing, or structural framing without a professional license is a serious offense. Always check with your local contractor state license board and legal professionals before you start drilling. Compliance and safety aren't just legal obligations. They are the only shield keeping you from bankruptcy-inducing lawsuits. Now, let's dismantle this illusion. When you say, "I'll make money with my toolbox," you are accidentally grouping together completely different economic models. Not knowing which game you're playing is a guaranteed recipe for failure. Model 1, and the sweetest trap for the newly unemployed: the gig economy via middlemen apps. You download TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, or Angi. The barrier to entry is basically zero. You make a profile, snap a picture of your tools, and wait. But what does basic economics teach us about zero-barrier markets? Perfect competition leading to a race to the bottom. In this model, you are a price taker, not a price maker. Customers on these apps are hyper-price sensitive. They want the absolute cheapest furniture assembly, not the best. You are dragged into bidding wars with dozens of other newly laid-off guys. The algorithm doesn't serve you. It serves the end user. You'll find yourself paying lead fees just for the chance to quote a job you might not get. And if you do, the platform takes a massive cut of your sweat equity. You are an independent contractor with zero benefits, managed by a relentless algorithm. Model 2, where you gain some control but financial risk spikes, direct-to-consumer repair services. You ditch the apps, print flyers, make a Facebook page, and rely on word of mouth. You are the friendly neighborhood handyman. Here, you set your own hourly rates, and the gross margin looks fantastic. However, the fatal economic flaw here lies in customer lifetime value versus customer acquisition cost. A normal household doesn't need a handyman every week. They hire you to mount a TV today, and maybe call you 3 years later to fix a cabinet. Your lifetime value per customer is incredibly low. This means you must constantly burn time and money acquiring new customers just to keep the cash flowing. You'll spend 40% of your time answering texts, doing free estimates, and marketing instead of actually turning wrenches. Model 3, the holy grail of stability that rookies rarely reach. Business-to-business maintenance and retainers. You don't deal with individual homeowners. You target property management companies, real estate brokers, or landlords with large portfolios. The barrier to entry here is high. They don't hire a random guy with a hammer. They require a tax ID, general liability insurance, clean invoicing, and absolute reliability. In exchange, this is where you generate monthly recurring revenue. When a tenant moves out, they need walls patched, faucets fixed, and locks changed immediately. They don't have time to surf apps for the cheapest guy. They call you, their priority vendor. Your acquisition cost drops to near zero, your cash flow becomes predictable, and you can actually plan your financial future. Whichever model you choose, your toolbox carries a terrifying ghost, ready to eat your profits, underestimated hidden costs. Most people calculate handyman profits with a naive equation: the cash the client pays minus the cost of materials. Sorry to wake you up, but that is the formula for bankruptcy. Let's talk about the big one: insurance. Think you're careful and won't make mistakes? Imagine you're drilling into a wall to hang a simple bookshelf, and your bit hits a hidden water main. Water floods out, destroying custom hardwood floors and drywall, tens of thousands of dollars in damage. Without general liability insurance, your life savings will vanish in a single lawsuit. This premium is a fixed monthly cost you must bear, whether you book a job or not. It's not an option, it's your license to sleep at night. Next is the time-eating monster, unbillable hours. In the corporate world, you got paid while gossiping at the coffee machine. Here, you only get paid when your hands are moving. Windshield time driving between neighborhoods? Unpaid. Roaming the aisles of the hardware store looking for the exact right bracket? Unpaid. Typing up quotes and sending invoices at 10 p.m.? Entirely free. If you charge $50 for a 1-hour job, but spend another hour driving and sourcing materials, your actual hourly wage just got sliced in half, and that's before deducting vehicle costs. We also can't ignore tool depreciation and theft risk. Your tools aren't immortal. Drill batteries die, saw blades dull, wrenches get lost. Under heavy daily use, tool maintenance and replacement becomes a continuous negative cash flow. Furthermore, tool theft from work trucks is a massive epidemic. One break-in can wipe out your entire working capital in seconds if you don't have specialized property insurance. And finally, taxes. You no longer have an HR department withholding your income tax. You are on the hook for the full self-employment tax burden. Every dollar handed to you by a client already partially belongs to the government. Spending all your cash on hand is the fastest way to get knocked out by the IRS at the end of the year. All of this leads us to a core paradox, a counterintuitive truth that only veteran contractors who built real wealth truly understand. When you start out, you are obsessed with the technical craft. You take pride in how fast you assemble furniture, how smooth your silicone caulk lines are, or how cleanly you extract a stripped screw. You think your value is in the toolbox. But here is the harsh reality. Your true profit doesn't come from your skill with a wrench. It comes from your ability to sell peace of mind and minimize the hours you aren't holding one. Customers aren't paying for your drill bit. They are paying for a hole in the wall without the anxiety of the house collapsing. B2B clients don't pay for your technique. They pay for the fact that you always answer the phone at 8 a.m. and never miss an appointment. Profit is born when you can route your schedule so 5 jobs are on the same street, killing your deadhead driving time. It's born when a loyal client base stops questioning your prices because they are buying reliability, effectively dropping your customer acquisition cost to zero. You don't make money by being a mechanic. You make money by managing a logistics and customer service system where the toolbox just happens to be the instrument. To visualize this, let's put your toolbox into 2 real-world scenarios: a sunny day of an optimized system and the perfect storm of disorganization. Imagine a good time. You've graduated from the gig apps. You secured a maintenance contract with a property management firm running 3 downtown apartment complexes. It's the end-of-month turnover. On Monday morning, you park your truck in one spot. For 8 solid hours, you just ride the elevator between floors, swapping light fixtures, fixing door handles, and recalking tubs for 5 consecutive units. You bought all the materials in bulk over the weekend. 0 marketing costs, 0 wasted driving time, Zero nickel and dime negotiations with homeowners. You submit a single master invoice at the end of the day and know exactly when the cash will hit your bank account. Your profit margins are maximized. It operates like a well-oiled money printer. But then, the hard times hit. The economy dips, the management company cuts costs, and brings maintenance in-house. You panic, revert to the B2C market, and turn the apps back on. Your day starts with an IKEA cabinet assembly gig in the suburbs 30 miles away. You spend an hour in terrible traffic. When you arrive, the client complains about your rate and demands you fix a door hinge while you're at it for free. Terrified of a one-star review that would kill your app visibility, you grit your teeth and do it for nothing. On the drive back, your old truck blows a tire. You have to call a tow truck, wasting half the day. When you finally open your spreadsheet that night, you realize the $70 you made didn't even cover the gas, platform fees, vehicle wear and tear, and the tow. You just worked a grueling 6-hour shift, absorbed road risk, only to lose money. You aren't a business owner. You are an unpaid intern for yourself. The difference between those two scenarios isn't that you got better or worse at turning a screwdriver. It's the economic mindset. Losing a steady job is a massive psychological blow. Looking at the toolbox in your garage and seeing a life raft is a completely natural survival instinct. Bootstrapping with blue-collar skills, solving tangible problems for people, is honorable, essential work that forms the backbone of any local economy. It requires a physical resilience and spatial intelligence that no artificial intelligence is going to replace anytime soon. But to survive without getting crushed by the market, you must stop viewing yourself as just a guy with a toolbox. You have to start thinking like a chief, financial officer, a marketing director, and a master negotiator. You have to learn to love the numbers on a spreadsheet, the risk calculations in an insurance policy, and the concept of recurring revenue, just as much as you love the satisfaction of a perfectly repaired sink. Because at the end of the day, the toolbox doesn't generate wealth. It is just the physical tool you use to execute your business strategy. Your financial future depends on whether you are sharp enough to master not just the hardware, but the economic game being played behind it.